What is up, my sweet and spicy, sexy ass people? Today, we are back for, as I promised, in my, I think it was either Friday or Sunday upload. We're here for the Batman vs. Shonen Villains Gauntlet, bro. Just taking a quick look here. Man, here's the thing about the villains, right? They are all a lot stronger than the heroes, like just on face value alone. So Batman, yeah, you might see some more L's from Batman in this one. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoy the vibes, if you like what I got going on in the channel. Every little bit y'all can do helps me and helps the community grow, and that's really all I'm looking to do, right? Trying to grow the community. That's it. That's it. Oh, I'm sure that looked crazy. All right, whatever. Let's go ahead and hop right into it. All right, Madara Uchiha. But before we really hop into it, let me just go over the rules once again. We're going to be treating it like these people exist simultaneously with Batman within his universe, right? So like if he's fighting Madara, that means Jutsu exists, right? Otherwise, if we didn't do it like that, I think Batman, like base stats Batman, would get washed by everyone. Right? And it's also just less fun. It's also just less fun. And this is a video for y'all, but it's also for me, man. And I want to have fun with my content. So that's how we'll be doing it. So if he's fighting a Jutsu user, he'll know how to use Jutsu. If he's fighting a Nen user, he'll know how to use Nen. The exceptions here are Soul Reapers because of the way that those are created. My Hero Academia, because he already lives in a world where superpowered people exist. So he's going to have to be able to compete with them, right? And stands. Specifically because stands are given at random, there is no way to shape or form your own stand the way there is like Nen and Jutsu, right? So because of that, he's not gonna have a stand. In the instance where he does happen to have one, that won't come up. You know what? Comment down below. What stand do you think Batman would have? Give it a name, give it a power. Let me know what y'all think. That could actually be a dope as fuck what if video. That might be the next like series I start on my YouTube. What if Batman was in X universe, and then we just follow that. I'm getting off topic. Let's go ahead and start talking about Madara. So, like I just mentioned, we're gonna pretend that Batman knows how to use ninjutsu, right? Because ninjutsu in the world of Naruto is very much like a martial arts almost, right? Like anybody has the capability to be able to use ninjutsu, and the more you train in ninjutsu, the better you get. So Batman can use ninjutsu. What elements does he use? I don't know. Bat element probably. His summon is 1,000,000,000% a bat. Instead of having a plane, he has a bat, a giant ass bat, right? And in the previous tier list, I did say he washes Boruto, and I stand by that. But I said he would lose to Naruto because Naruto's basically a nuke, right? With the nine-tailed fox. And if Naruto is one nuke, how's he gonna beat 9 of them, right? Because Madara is able to control all the tailed beasts. He also 1v entire ninja world, right? Like in the fucking Great Shinobi War, he 1v'd 1 bajillion ninjas. And he won! He won that fight! And he summoned a meteor, but then a second, Madara, we're throwing it right at the top. We're starting off with Batman really fucking dies. Here are our tiers, by the way. Batman really dies. Batman dies, so like, you know, it's not obvious that he would die, but in most worlds he probably does. Good fight, 50-50, so probably pretty even, right? Batman wins. I like this one, thrown in Arkham. That means they get washed and they just get put in jail, bro. And then, the always and forever, don't know, but Batman, bat bodies. Anyway, next up. I feel like I should recognize the art here, but I don't. Let me scroll down. Who the fuck is this guy? Who is this? I don't know who it is. Let me know in the comments below if y'all know who this is. Don't know, but Batman, bat bodies. Next up, Crollo Lucifer. All right, this one we're gonna have to talk about a little bit, right? So for those who don't know, Crollo is the leader of the Phantom Troop from Hunter x Hunter. His Nen ability is he's able to steal the Nen ability of other people so long as certain conditions are met, right? So at the time of me having read this, Crollo is kind of bonkers insane strong. Like, absurdly, disgustingly strong. He has like 7 or 8 Nen abilities that we know of so far. He's hunting for another one. Mans is insane. Mans is goated. Yeah, I mean, I hate to be that guy. I really do. But in a fight for Nen, or in a fight of Nen, knowledge is the most powerful weapon you have. And while Chrollo doesn't necessarily know about Batman's one Nen ability, unless he's a specialist, but I don't think he'd be a specialist that has like a bajillion abilities. I think even if he is a specialist, it would just be a one very powerful ability, of course. But Chrollo doesn't know Batman's one Nen ability. Point Batman. Batman doesn't know about Chrollo's bajillion Nen abilities. So bajillion points to Chrollo. And I hate to be that guy. But the only way Batman beats Chrollo in a 1v1, I think, is if A, Batman's Nen ability is absurdly broken, which I genuinely don't think it would be anything like super complicated. I think maybe there's a world where Batman's Nen ability is just turning off other people's Nen abilities, right? Just so that because he's like the strongest martial fighter amongst all the humans, I believe. So if he's able to turn off Nen abilities, it becomes a much more favored fight for him. But then it also depends on like the specifications of how it works, right? Like if does it turn off blanket all Nen abilities, or does it turn off like you're looking at a person and you turn off their one Nen ability? Because you only turn off the one, Chrollo's got a bajillion. Chrollo can just go into whatever, right? So I think Batman gets bodied. I hate to be that guy. I love Batman and I love Chrollo, and I do think if Batman had Nen, this would be a hype fucking battle to watch. Togashi especially, just narrate, animate, or not animate, but draw. It would be killer. I do think Chrollo walks with it. Chrollo's just so fucking powerful. Next up, Ulquiorra. So, let me just do a quick once over. Yeah. We got a couple. So here's the thing about Soul Reapers. If you're a human, you can't see them. And while Batman's been able to suss out when a ghost is possessing someone, I don't think he's ever been able to look directly at a ghost and be like, boom, there you are. For that reason alone, Batman really dies here. I'm really not liking this, bro. We just the first 3 are like, oh yeah, Batman just gets fucked up. Oh, god damn it. It's not looking like it's gonna get much better. Alright, next up, our boy Piccolo. Now, specifically here, they have Piccolo Jr. Let me just show y'all, right? This is not the category he's gonna be going in. Maybe. Probably not. We'll keep him here for now. I personally think Piccolo Jr. is more of a hero than he is a villain, right? The only time he's really a villain is in the final arc of like Dragon Ball proper. And then later on, like in the first arc of Z, he's villainous, but not really a villain, if that makes sense. Like his motivations are rooted in evil, but every action he takes is like good and helps the world, actively helps the world. So I'm at loath to call him a villain, and after that, he's just a hero. He's just a fucking hero. That having been said, oh, that's true. Namekians have a weakness to whistling, right? So if Piccolo exists in a world where Batman also exists, as is the canon we've established, that means 2 things. 1, Batman gets key abilities. This does not come up in his fight against Goku, because if he's at the peak of human power, which is like Krillin, Goku still bodies him, right? I mean, regardless of how much smarter Batman is than Krillin, I think he still bodies him. So that's neither here nor there. But, if Batman is aware of Piccolo's whistling weakness, I kind of think Batman just takes it. Straight up, right? Because he whistles on Piccolo, and then he what? He uses some crazy key technique plus technology to just lock him up. Ooh, this is tough. I'm gonna throw this in the 50-50. This will be the first one we got in 50-50. I think it really comes down to whether or not Batman knows about the whistling. If he knows about whistling being Namekian's weaknesses, I think he wins most of the time. Piccolo would have to come pre-prepped with like earbuds. But if he doesn't, then it becomes much harder, and it probably goes to like here. But I like it here. I think this is fine. I also really need to give my boy Batman some help, because oh boy, are a lot of people gonna end up in Batman really dies. All right, next up, Kizaru. Okay, so I did mention in the last Batman video, the tier list, that if instead of Natsu Dragneel, Batman had fought Ace, Ace would win because Ace is fire. However, in that same video, I did forget, shame on me, silly of me to forget this, Haki exists. And if we're treating this like Batman exists in the world and he knows all the things he would know as Batman in the world, then there's not a world where Batman doesn't know about Haki, right? And we're talking about what Conqueror's Haki is willpower, but armored Haki and observation Haki, like those two you can just put on anything, right? You can just train and be good at those. So y'all are dumb if you don't think Batman's at the height of those levels, right? Like I believe it was Kaido who said the true testament of power is not it's not devil fruit usage, it's Haki. And that's why, to my understanding, Roger's like the strongest motherfucker to have existed, unless we're talking about like Joy Boy or Emu. We don't really know about Emu though. We kind of have a Joy Boy feel, but that's neither here nor there. Gold Roger's like the strongest pirate to have existed in recent history in One Piece. He didn't have a devil fruit. All he was about was Haki. And I think that's exactly how Batman would be, right? I don't think Batman would ever need a devil fruit because his Haki would be that powerful. So going by that logic, could Batman beat Kizaru? Yeah. Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can. Hey, you can move as fast as light? That's great. Batman can react pretty fucking quick. I think he's had a couple of faster than light reaction feats, if memory serves. And also, more importantly, Batman has Haki. If he's shooting out, like exuding that Haki when the light comes to him, the light de-transforms into Kizaru. And then Kizaru's just a guy who really enjoys not enjoys his job, but enjoys making money. And that's why he does the job he's doing. I think Batman wins free and clear every day of the week. That's not even a contest. I'm suddenly feeling very good about this. There's a lot of One Piece villains here. All right, let's continue. Cell. I mean, yeah, he probably. I'll actually, we'll put him. I'm sorry, Madara, we gotta move you a little bit, bud. Man, it's kind of the same thing as Goku, right? Like, okay, Batman can use ki techniques, but he needs specifically the Mafuba to seal Cell away. And the only way he gets the Mafuba is if he trains under Master Roshi, which I don't know that he would do. I mean, he'd probably find Master Roshi, but he'd have to know that the Mafuba existed. That really calls into question a lot of complicated things that I don't really want to talk about until I do a What If Batman Was Dropped in DBZ video, which, the more I talk about that video series, the more I really want to do it. So keep an eye out for that in maybe distant future. But yeah, I mean, I think Cell just watches him. Cell's a planet buster. Batman is like I think, building buster. If memory serves, the scale of power is just so drastically different. I don't think there's a world where Cell doesn't win. It's sad, but it's true. Now, that hasn't been said. There is a world where Batman can win. And that world is where he genetically splices himself with Saiyan DNA so that he gets a Zenkai boost every time he almost dies. And then he becomes the strongest motherfucker in the world, and then no one can beat him, right? But we're assuming that comic book insanity doesn't happen, though it would be very funny if it did. We're gonna put Cell at the top of this. Madara, I think, washes Ulquiorra. I think, man, Crow at the end of the day is still just a human. A powerful human, but still just human. So I think he'll stay at the bottom if Batman really dies. Next up, is this Cars? I think it is. I hate to be that guy. Batman doesn't need a stand to beat this guy. This guy gets thrown in Arkham. Easy, free, and clear. He's a little bit stronger and faster than the human. Big fucking whoop. Batman's fought Superman. And he technically won, but he had Superman's weakness. But Batman, I'm sure, could learn Hamon in the JoJo world. He could also just stall out Cars until the sun is up, right? The only way Cars wins is if he got the special mask on and he's now the vampire that doesn't get burned up by the sun. Otherwise, Cars get thrown free and clear into Arkham. Next up. Y'all tell me who this is? I don't know who the fuck this is. They get bodied. Next up. Okay, this guy is one of the Kaguya people from Naruto. This guy was afraid of the Nine Tails. Or these guys were, rather. They really wanted to deal with Naruto before it got out of hand, I think. I might be misremembering, but I think that's it. I'm gonna put it in good fight, 50-50. There's not really a huge basis for this. Actually, I almost want to... No, put it in good fight 50-50. So my reasoning for this, right, before y'all get mad. The thing about these guys is that, to my understanding, they are born fully grown, right? So they're all actually very, very young, and they're more like animals acting on instinct than they are people, right? So that means they don't really have a logical thought process for like the decisions they make, and I think that's a weakness Batman could exploit. To that end, I also believe that if Batman washes Boruto, these guys who also at this moment in time wash Boruto, I think would actually put up a pretty decent fight up against Batman. I think it really depends on what jutsu Batman uses, right? Like what his chakra element types are, and quite frankly, if he has a Kekkei Genkai, or how broken his bat summon is, right? But yeah, I'm gonna put it in good fight 50-50. Let us continue. Next up, we got Grimmjow Jabberwock. That can't be his name. That can't be his name. Grimmjow Jabberjack? That sounds wrong too. We got Grimmjow. I mean, again, I hate to be that guy. He's a hollow. Batman can't see him. Batman can't fight against someone he can't see, right? He would need so much special prep to be able to see Grimmjow, and then from there he'd have to like deal with Grimmjow, right? It's too much. I don't think he takes it. Poochie from JoJo's. Alright, so for this one, I'm actually going to need to pull up Poochie's stand because I've forgotten it completely. White Snake is Poochie's basic stand, which may steal up to 2 discs from individuals. One disc contains the stand of a target, while the other disc contains the target's memories. Poochie developed Seamoon with the fusion of Green Baby, instructions in Dio's diary, and with Dio's bone, which manipulates gravity, and develops Maiden Heaven with further instructions in Dio's, which steadily increases the speed of time. Okay. So, if we're talking about Maiden Heaven, Poochie, I think Poochie's up here, right? Like he just washes Batman. I hate to be that guy, but I think it's pretty obvious that that's where he goes. If we're talking about the gravity controlling stand, I mean, I don't remember the breadth of control the gravity had, but I know Batman's got some anti-gravity suits. He's definitely dealt with gravity manipulating villains before. I think he could actually put up a pretty decent fight. And I think I'm actually going to leave Poochie here, because if he's only using Whitesnake, the one that steals memories, if he steals Batman's memories of being Batman, then would Batman have motivation to fight him, and would he be disoriented enough before Poochie's able to kill him? I don't know, maybe. Depends on how much muscle memory Batman has, right? That's kind of what it comes down to, I feel like. He also can't see Poochie's stand. Actually, I lied. He can't see the stands. He goes up here. I hate to be that guy. Poochie, I think Poochie pretty handily walks over Batman. I don't think he really dies unless, again, he's using Maiden Heaven, but I think this is where he goes. Let's talk about one of the most disappointing villains from One Piece. Not in terms of power. Kaido's power was almost understated, technically. He didn't kill anybody in Wano, which is kind of wild for somebody who's called the strongest creature under the heaven. But he fought off 1,000,001 people, and he fought Luffy 4 times before Luffy finally won. Not 4 times like, oh, a month between each. 4 times in the same night, bro. He beat Luffy. Luffy went down, recovered, came back, caught the smoke again. He threw Luffy off of his floating castle into the ocean, which should have killed Luffy, but by a miracle, Luffy lives, right? And then Luffy rides Momonosuke back up to fight him again. And then, again, they're fighting, and Luffy's about to get finished off. They're like about to have their final clash of fists, but then Luffy gets done dirty by a CP0 agent, and Kaido gets really upset at the CP0 agent. And Luffy loses that one. Then he awakens, spoilers for One Piece, he awakens Gear 5, and then that's finally the one where Luffy wins. But it took Luffy borderline dying 3 times for him to win the 4th one, so. But that having been said, Kaido's disappointing in that his narrative is kind of not really there, right? Like, I think Crocodile and Doflamingo are, like, easy better villains than this guy. Hell, I'll go as far as to say I think Katakuri's a better villain than Kaido is. Just in terms of, like, motivations shown, just in terms of, like, actual narration given within a certain amount of time, right? Like, it's just, they all had a lot more depth of character to them, I think, than Kaido did. Kaido's character was complex, but because we didn't get to see much of how it was formed, or much of it at all, it was kind of shallow, you know what I mean? So yeah, not the most fun villain. but he is the strongest. So now bears the question. Could he beat Prime Roger, right? Because we're basically going to put Batman as a 1-for-1 to Prime Roger here. Oh, but Batman's also a lot smarter than Roger. Oh, I don't know. You know what? This might be a little Mickey Mouse. I think Batman takes it. If we're talking about Batman with hockey, I think Batman takes it every day of the week. There's not a doubt in my mind that Batman with hockey could just beat the dog shit out of Kaido. Alright, next up, Sakuna D's nuts. God damn it, that was stupid. Alright. Sakuna's interesting. I don't see a full-powered Sakuna here, but we'll treat this Yuji infested one like he's full power. And if he's a full-power Sakuna, this full-power Sakuna did beat Gojo. But I also said, in the last tier list, Batman with Cursed Energy also washes Gojo. But then I remembered that Cursed Energy is kind of... It's either a birthright, or you can ingest a cursed item to be able to get access to it, but there's a risk that the cursed item, like, takes you over, right? And knowing Batman very rarely does things that puts his mind at risk, so I don't think he'd take Cursed Energy. So here's what we'll do. If Batman doesn't get Cursed Energy, always a wash right here. It's kind of the same thing with Soul Reapers, right? I think Chrollo probably washes Sakuna. But if Batman does get Cursed Energy, I'm not gonna front. I think it's kind of down here, bro. I think it's kind of down here. I think Batman with Cursed Energy would be goated, dude. That'd be crazy. What's his curse technique? I don't know. Bat Fu? That's bad. Probably just like a body enhancement type, right? Like his taijutsu skills just go bananas. But like that's enough. That's more than enough. So yeah, I think good fight 50-50 for sure. If he has Cursed Energy, if he doesn't, obviously Sakuna's like right here. Next up, is this Gin Ichimaru? I think it is. Well, this is a wash. Gin Ichimaru, Aizen's right hand, ended up betraying him towards the end of the manga because he had like a long-term plan, whatever. A Soul Reaper. Batman can't see him. He has a big-ass sword that he can extend for 2 miles. Batman would never see it coming. He would need to have like the senses of a god, of a supernatural god, to be able to see that shit coming. So, easy win, Gin Ichimaru. Next up, Chisaki, I think is this guy's name. Let's not beat around the bush. He gets thrown in Arkham. He gets easy thrown in Arkham, brother. Oh my god, he's a super powered guy? Oh no, if only Batman had dealt with those before. Fuck out of here, y'all. Yeah, easy thrown in Arkham. Blackbeard. Okay, this is tough. I do kind of think Blackbeard could theoretically beat Kaido. Blackbeard does have 2 devil fruits. He has the darkness fruit, and he has the Guruguru no Mi, right? The earthquake fruit. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna front. These 2 One Piece villains were Batman wins. I think this one's very 50-50. It depends on a lot of things, right? If they're fighting in Gotham and Blackbeard starts causing earthquakes in Gotham, I think there's a world where Batman has to abandon the fight to go save people, or while saving people and trying to fight Blackbeard at the same time, he just gets bodied by Blackbeard because his attention's split, right? I also think the darkness fruit, I know it nullifies other devil fruits. Can it swallow up people? I don't think we've seen that yet. I'm sure it can. And then does it put them in an alternate dimension, or that? So many unanswered questions about Blackbeard. That's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to put him in 50-50, because we don't know exactly how his powers work. But also Batman has crazy strong hockey. I think with that he could maybe defeat Blackbeard, but it'd be a toss-up. Next up, what's this guy's name? He's from Fairy Tail. He's the big bad. He's Mavis is I think the first Fairy Tail guildmaster's name. He's like her lover, kind of. Starts with a Z? Not Zero. That's fucking what's his face? Code Geass guy. Lelouch. Damn, I'm bad. I'm really showing my fake fan is here. This guy uses magic. Incredibly powerful magic, but he uses magic. And Batman has dealt with and fought and bested people who use magic before. But this magic is more like a combat system, less like actual magic. And this is really dummy powerful magic. I think Batman dies, man. As much as I love Batman, I find it hard to believe he could beat Homeboy here. His magic is so strong. First off, there's a curse on him. Anything he loves dies. Just inevitably, anything he loves will die. Zeref Dragneel. Alright, yeah. Is it down here? It is, okay. So he has black arts, right? Oh, that's right, he creates demons. I forgot. He can't even consciously control his own magic. His lack of control over his black arts comes from his emotional state. When he cares about the lives of others, his magic becomes uncontrollable and randomly bursts outwards, killing those around him. But when he no longer cares about other people, he gains control over his magic and becomes ruthless, cold-hearted. Yeah. He has Death Predation, uses a spell, creates a dark wave that kills everything. He has a bunch of instant kill spells. I love Batman. If he gets touched by one, I think Batman dies. I think Batman could put up a fight, but I don't see a world where Batman can beat an instant kill thing. Next up, Lord Frieza. Y'all already know. He's going right next to his buddy Cell, bro. Actually, if we're talking about Golden Frieza, because this is technically Frieza from Super, it should be up here, because I think Golden Frieza is stronger than Cell. For all the same reasons that I gave for Cell, I think this is a clear wash from Frieza. Frieza also loves torturing people. I think this might be Batman's worst nightmare, because after he gets overpowered, Frieza might just keep him alive and imprisoned as he forces Batman to watch him kill a bunch of innocent people, which would be fucked up and horrifying, but could very well happen. Next up, we got our boy Doflamingo. Our boy Dofi. So, Dofi has the string fruit, right? He's able to manipulate people very easily. He's very Machiavellian in his villainy. But ultimately, if we're saying Batman beats Kizaru and Batman beats Kaido, as I was saying, there's never a world where if Batman beats Kizaru and Kaido, he doesn't throw Dofi in Arkham immediately, brother. Immediately. Like, easily, dude. And you know what? Same with Crocodile. I love Crocodile. These two, if we were talking about just shonen villains, I would have a lot more to say about these two. But if we're just power scaling them to Batman having hockey, they both just get thrown in Arkham. They're both, I think, leagues weaker than either Kizaru or Kaido. I hate that all the DBZ villains are getting thrown and Batman really dies, but god damn it, dude. I mean, Jiren's stronger than Goku, and Goku washed Batman in the last one. Of course, he's gonna really fucking kill Batman. That's never a question. Alright, next up, Itachi Uchiha. I think this fight would be awesome. I think this fight would be so goddamn cool. This is maybe the most 50-50 of all the fights. Yeah, no, this is tough. Batman would probably know about the Sharingan and know about the Mangekyo Sharingan, so then he would know the technique of looking at the feet to figure out where they're going. It would be an insane battle. Death battle. If you can give Batman a ninjutsu power, I would love to see this fight. That would be tight as hell. I think really the deciding factor here would come down to the motivation behind both fighters, right? Like, because Itachi only ever really killed people when he was ordered to, right? As demonstrated by his actions in the Leaf, as demonstrated by his actions in the Akatsuki. And Batman really only fights people if they're endangering others, right? So it would have to be a situation where like Itachi comes to Gotham to like get a tailed beast or something, and Batman's like, well, I can't let you do that, homie. And then I think from there, we know Itachi doesn't want to die by anybody but Sasuke's hands. Would he bust out Susanoo, though, if you know his life's going to be in danger? Well, we saw him bust out Amaterasu against Jiraiya when his life was in danger there. So I think, yes, probably he would. So if that's the case, could Batman beat Susanoo? Depends on what jutsu he has. I think 50-50 is just the best place for it. It's a very cool hypothetical. We'll talk about it more in my future What If Batman Was in the Narutoverse video. But for now, we'll throw it in 50-50. Next up, Goku Black. Alright, let's throw him right here. This is base form Goku Black, but we're going to pretend it's Rose, because, you know, talking about characters at their peak for the most part. Is he stronger than Frieza? No, Frieza has his Black transformation, which I think is stronger than Goku Black, so... Yeah, we'll just throw him right here. Again, for the same reason as the other Dragon Ball villains, it's a clean wash. It's a clean wash. This Angel guy from Black Clover, Devil guy, excuse me. Again, like in the last Black Clover discussion we had, magic is a birthright, or anti-magic is a birthright. It's not something you can train in and get good at, right? So to that end, if Batman doesn't have magic, he's up here. Otherwise, he's probably down here in 50-50. We'll throw him here for now. Let's put him below Grimjow, below Geen. Yeah, we'll throw him right there above Krollo. Who the fuck is this? I don't know who the hell this is. Batman Bad Bodies. I don't know who the hell this is. Batman Bad Bodies. Let's talk about Kira Yoshikage for a second. This one I think is a very fun thing to talk about, specifically because this one, much like the Batman versus Kira video discussion we had in the last video, this one is much more like a detective mystery, right? In that Kira's a serial killer, right? He kills women and then takes their hands and, I don't know, jerks off with them. I don't fucking know what his deal is. He's a weirdo. He's a creep. He's disgusting. He's gross. So, as I was saying, Kira is a serial killer, right? So, the first part of this discussion is really going to be, could Batman solve the case of Kira Yoshikage? Could he deduce who the serial killer in Morio is? I think the answer to that is a pretty fucking obvious yes. Kira, it's also kind of ironic that his name is Kira and Light's pseudonym is Kira, right? Yoshikage Kira is so much drastically dumber than Light Yagami. And I don't mean that to say he's stupid, because he's not. He's disgustingly smart. But the mental chess Light and L played was leagues above anything we saw Kira do mentally in JoJo's, right? So I think Batman solves this pretty handedly. So then the second question, could Batman deal with Killer Queen? That question is a little bit tougher. We would have to assume a couple of things, right? One, if Batman is deducing who the killer is, I believe Kira was shown to have... Did he use his stand? Did he use his stand at all to kill those women? Maybe he didn't. I don't think he did, actually. Batman would have to have discovered... I mean, there's a bunch of stand users in Morio, so at some point, Batman would have had to have discovered that stands are a thing, right? So if Batman is aware that stands exist, I think Batman would be able to be wary enough of Killer Queen to be able to, while not dodge it in its entirety, kind of be a lot more cautious when apprehending Kira, right? So that's kind of really what it comes down to. Does Batman know that stands exist? Because if he doesn't, I think Kira wins the fight, but is still exposed. If he does, then it's one of two things. He either struggles in a 50-50 fight, or he stabs himself with a stand arrow to get a stand to combat Killer Queen. I'm going to throw this one in 50-50, I think. There's a couple of details that we need ironing out, but I genuinely think this one would be tough. I think if we're talking about solving the case, he gets thrown in Arkham. He gets thrown in Arkham every day of the week. I think dealing with Killer Queen is a different story. I think that becomes a lot harder for Batman. Though not impossible. I almost want to put him in Batman Wins. But no. I think if Batman has hockey, these two are much easier than if Batman has a stand versus Killer Queen. Next up, Mahito. This one is tougher. Where do we put Sakuna? Right there? Well, I think just based on that, we have to put Mahito here, right? Yes, Mahito, if he touches Batman, can, like, change his soul, morph it into something else. But I think Batman's very good about not being hit. Like, I hate to be that guy, but Batman's, like, the best fighter in the world, right? I think he can dodge anything that somebody throws at him. So I think that's fine. That's pretty easy. The hardest thing about this fight would be locking up Mahito, I think, because Batman doesn't kill, right? Notoriously, famously, he does not kill. If the only way to deal with him is to kill, I don't see how he's able to do it. I almost want to throw him in 50-50 just because of that, but we'll throw him in Batman Wins. I think we're just talking about a fight, not like putting logic into it. I think Batman wins every day of the week. This demon from Demon Slayer, thrown in Arkham. Immediately thrown in Arkham. Zero doubt in my mind. The demons lose to guys who have swords, and that's their whole power. They'll get bodied by Batman. Who the fuck is this guy? Hold on, let me scroll down. Do y'all know who the fuck this is? Because I sure don't. Fat bodied, idiot. Deal. I mean, let's not fuck around with this. It's pretty evident. I don't think Batman can beat a time stop. I generally don't. I think the time stop actually beats him harder than the guys he just straight up can't see, because at least these guys he can kind of react to. Would Dio beat him harder than Madara? I don't think so. Madara won beat an army. I don't think Dio. I don't think he'll beat him that much harder. Next up, other devil guy. Again, because magic is a birthright, I think he goes not there, but here. I kind of think Crollo bodies him harder than these two devils do. Obito. This one's tough. I think it's fair to say Obito's stronger than Itachi. And if Itachi's at the top of the good fight 50-50, I think Obito would have to be in Batman Dies. He's the 10-tailed Biju. He has the Rinnegan and the Sharingan. He's just a step above Itachi, right? It's just going to be a much harder fight for Batman. So I think it's there. I think he just goes there. Next up, Hisoka. Oh. Okay, so we saw Hisoka fight Crollo in Heaven's Arena, and Crollo washed him. Crollo kind of just clean washed him, right? There's no contest there. I think because of that, I don't think he goes. He definitely doesn't belong in Batman Dies. I also think Batman might struggle depending on what his Nen ability is, right? I genuinely think right after Itachi, it's Hisoka. I think these two are by far the closest, most entertaining fights Batman could have. Entertaining being the subjective word for me. For Batman, it would not be entertaining, right? But yeah, I think this fight would be really cool. I don't know how Batman would deal with Bungee Gum, because it has the powers of both rubber and gum, which is insane. It just depends. It depends purely on what his Nen ability is, right? I think it's fine here. I also think Hisoka is vapidly smart, and more importantly, I don't think Hisoka would kill Batman. Or maybe he would if Batman's at the peak of his powers, or he would try to anyway. I don't think he'd be able to, but to each their own. Kainu. This one is tough because we haven't really seen the extent of a Kainu's powers. But if we're putting Blackbeard at like end game villain levels for One Piece, I think Akainu goes here. Let me reorganize it. I kind of think Kaido's washed right now. We'll put him right here. And for what it's worth, I think all three of these guys are way above Mahito. I was going to throw Mahito and throw in an Arkham, but I'll keep him here because his soul abilities are kind of bananas. But yeah, these three, I think just the hockey argument, right? Like, if you use hockey on these guys, they become humans, and even if they're like strong humans, Batman's the peak of humans. So that's pretty easy. Dobby has fire powers. You know who else has fire, quote-unquote, powers? Firefly. You know who Batman has caught and thrown into Arkham a bajillion times? Firefly. You know where Dobby's going? Anybody want to hazard a guess where this motherfucker's going? He's going straight to fucking Arkham, bro. Anyway, next up, this guy from Demon Slayer. Guess what? Idiot. He's also going thrown in Arkham. Now we have a couple of... Oh, we got a couple of bangers. Oh, goddamn, we got a couple of bangers. Okay. So really quick, let me talk about the guys I don't know. I don't know who this is. We'll throw him here. This guy is the villain from JoJo's Part 7, I believe. I know that much. I don't know anything about him. We'll just say he gets bat-bodied. It's fun for me. Batman's bat-themed stand could kick this stand's ass, whatever it is. I have no doubt in my mind. So, fight me in the comments if you want to. Alright, now the rest of these guys I know a pretty healthy bit about, so we'll be able to talk about these at length. First up, this guy from the Spiders. I forget his name. I had it in my head. I was watching a New World review, and he was talking a lot about this guy. He's fast, he's strong, that's cool. Not enough. I think Batman wins. Actually, you know what? I think Batman throws his ass in Arkham. I think if all he does is get physical buffs, Batman don't give a shit about that. Batman can beat his ass easy, brother. This is free. This is free for Batman. Next up, Illumi Zoldyck. This is tough. This is tough because we don't know enough about Illumi's powers. Oh no, wait, yeah we do. He has the puppet ability, right? We saw that in the arc where Killua kidnapped his sister. to take her to go into healer. No, that's right. He has the puppet abilities. Oh, fuck. I think for that alone, he wins. I think, and I'll tell you why. He'll show up in Gotham. He'll put a bunch of antennas into Gotham citizens' faces. And as much as Batman would want to, like, Batman wouldn't be able to kill them because they're innocent people. He wouldn't kill anyway, but, like, Batman wouldn't kill them. And I think Illumi's able to force them to go beyond their normal human limits for, like, his own purposes, right? So I think, as much as I love Batman, I think just the manipulation Illumi could do would be enough. Who is this guy? He looks kind of like a Bleach villain. He looks kind of like a Demon Slayer villain. I don't know. He'll get bad body, bro. Anel! Man, Anel is so cool. He's so sick. I think Kaido bodies him. And I think what that means is that with our boys Dofi and Crocodile, he'll be thrown into goddamn Arkham, bro. Anel was cool. He was a really sick villain. He was very fun. He's the best part of Skypiea easily, to me. It was kind of boring when he wasn't there, and then when he finally made his grand debut, it got really exciting. So I love Anel. I think again, if Batman has a hockey, Anel gets washed. Right? There's no contest there. Pito, man, I hate to be that guy. I mean, here's the thing: if we're saying Batman is like the peak of human capabilities, right? That means Batman is like pseudo Netero level, right? Which I think does mean that I'm saying that Krollo's stronger than Netero, which I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe not quite Netero level, but close to. But I think Batman probably dies if he fights Pito. Probably. Not guaranteed. There's definitely a world, again, depending on his Nen ability, where he could come out on top. But I think Pito was just so powerful, so scary, had such immense Nen. It would be a hard fight. It would be for sure a hard fight. Is this Diavolo? I mean, shit, man. I hate to be that guy. I think Batman really fucking dies. How does Batman deal with time being skipped? He doesn't, right? He would have to be aware, A, it's being skipped, and B, he'd have to be able to see the stand. He can't do either of those two things in the first 5 seconds of meeting Diavolo, therefore Diavolo wins. Easy conversation, let's move on. Sosuke Aizen. The first non-Dragon Ball character to go above Madara. This guy's insane. He's a Machiavellian level manipulator. He's also a Soul Reaper. He's also like the strongest Soul Reaper to have existed in fucking forever before Ichigo unlocked Final Zangetsu, right? Like, it's just, he's strong as hell. He's broken as hell. He's fucking Zenkai, not Zenkai. What's the fucking Zanpakuto? There's Zanpakuto, which is the base form sword. There's the Bankai, but then there's the middle form. And I used to know what it was called, but now I'm forgetting what it is. God damn it. Shikai, I think it's Shikai. His Shikai, I don't think we ever even saw his Bankai, but his Shikai is just manipulation of the senses, which is broken beyond belief. So yeah, easy win. Pain. So here's the thing. If Batman's showing sympathy to his villains, which we know he's wont to do, and if Batman's trying to talk to his villains, which we know he has tried, and if he's as good as Naruto is at Talk no Jutsu, I think Batman wins. But if we're talking about a fight, if we're talking about just a fight, I mean, man's is 6 people in one. Man's is 6 whole ass people in one, bro. And again, I think this just comes down to, I think Pain is just a touch stronger than Itachi. And that throws it just slightly in his favor. I think with all of his crazy techniques, he has the almighty push, the almighty pull. He has that big rock thing. He's so unbelievably powerful, and all 6 of his bodies do some stupid other different insane shit. And the worst part, the hardest part, is that Batman would have to be able to sense using Senjutsu, which is not a skill everyone is able to learn, or a skill that people know exists, right? Without that, Batman wouldn't be able to tell that these are puppets being remotely controlled, right? So you'd have to destroy all 6 of the puppets, and then you have to deal with it again when Pain shows back up for round 2 with 6 more bodies. I don't think it'd be tough. I don't think he really dies. There's a couple of worlds where he could win, but it'd be insanely difficult. Toji, strongest human in the world, except for Batman. He gets thrown in Arkham. Easy money. Meruem beat Netero. will also probably beat Batman. He was insane. It's crazy powerful. Acnologia. Where do we put Zero? If we put Zero from Batman dies, cool. This guy's a dragon. Batman really dies. I think he kills him. I think he kills him better than Soul Reapers, better than Stanges. We'll put him right below Meruem. This guy's a dragon, or a human who used to be human, which is why he's in this form. But after eating a bunch of dragons, he just became a dragon. And then he just wanted to kill and eat more dragons to get more power. Fairy Tail's fucking weird. It's kind of a wild story. But this guy's like the strongest, like the end-all be-all guy in Fairy Tail. He's really fucking powerful. And so if Zeref's in Batman dies, Acnologia has to be in Batman really dies. Yawak has bullshit powers on him. Bajillion is also not a Soul Reaper, but a Quincy. But kind of in the same vein. We'll throw him above Madara, I think. I think he'll go... I think technically we saw him beat Aizen, so I think technically he has to go above Aizen. I don't think he goes above Cell, but we'll put him right here above Aizen. And then finally, his name's not Lucifer. Cornelius? The Wizard King's angel half is what this guy is. Again, just bringing it down to like magic is tough, and if you're a really good person at magic, it becomes even more tough. We'll put him right here. Yeah. So, wow. This is a demoralizing tier list, but here is the tier list, you guys. Here it is. Okay, so a lot of these are contingent on a lot of things, right? The Soul Reapers and the Magic guys being up here, as well as, actually not these two standards. These two standards are kind of broken. But these three and these three being up here are contingent on Batman not being a Soul Reaper and are contingent on Batman not being able to use magic. If Batman is able to use magic and is able to see Soul Reapers, then I think all of these drop immediately. I think these two would for sure be in Batman Wins or thrown in Arkham. I think Gin Ichimaru would be thrown in Arkham. I think Grimmjow would be thrown in Arkham. I think Ulquiorra would be in either Batman Wins or a Good Fight. I think this guy would also be in a Good Fight or maybe a World... No, I think he'd just be in Good Fight. Straight up. These two will stay where they are because these two are absurdly broken, insanely powerful, just in a different league of their own. And everyone else here is pretty correct. And then again, everyone who's like in this tier or below, this is assuming Batman has access to the powers available in their world, right? Say for exactly Piccolo and the MHA guys and the Demon Slayer guys. Piccolo, the only power he needs is whistling. The MHA guys, he deals with hero guys all the time. And Demon Slayer guys, I mean, dog, they get bodied by dudes with swords. Enough said, who cares? But yeah, this is the tier list. This is the tier list. One Piece characters did not show up in Shot the way I thought they would. But that's because I remembered hockey exists, and therefore Batman would have hockey, so there's that. But I like it. How many characters we got in Batman Early Dies? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16... We got 18 a whole lot. This is the longest, I think the strongest a tier list has ever been in one of my tier list videos. Like the most amount of things a tier list has had. But I hate to be that guy. These villains all, I think, wash Batman, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. And how many people total would probably kill Batman? That's 18, 22, 24 people would kill Batman. And how many people were there in the tier list? That's 24. That's 31, 35... 39, 40, 45, is this 9 up here? No, it's 10. So 45 and 8 is 53. So a little under half of the people would just kill Batman. That's crazy. And then over half the people could at least fight him really well, if not kill him. This is, wow. I mean, hey, Batman's got a long way to go. But keep an eye out for the Batman in whatever universe videos that I'll have coming out at some point in the future. Saying it right now, it might not be till next year. Maybe that's what we'll have for Week of the Bat Part 2 next year, right? Maybe next December y'all will see just a series of videos of me talking about what if Batman was in this universe. So yeah, like just keep an eye out for that. Keep it in mind. Be aware. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. It always helps. Sorry if this video was shorter than some of y'all were expecting, but there's not really a lot to say, right? Like these guys are all so absurdly, wickedly powerful, it's hard for Batman to be able to take them down. Straight up, that's just kind of how it goes. These are like, half these guys are Justice League level threats, you know what I mean? So it's just tough. It's just tough. But yeah, that's it for me. I'm gonna stop rambling now. I will catch y'all later. Be easy.